Today on Beyond the Box Score, Zach Faifo and I look ahead to the Final Four and ask the question on everybody's mind. Can anybody beat Kentucky? Plus, baseball season has kind of sort of started. It's time to forecast the 2012 season. We'll do that for you right now on Beyond the Box Score. Welcome to Beyond the Box Score. I'm your host, Trevor Amicone, and joining me today, as always, are Faifo Levale and Zach Russell. Faifo, you're back on your feet. How you feeling this week?
I feel good, bro. Feel good.
Good.
Glad to be here.
Good. We're glad to have you back.
I missed you guys.
You know, good. We missed you too.
I missed you.
Thanks, bro.
A lot.
I know Zach especially missed you.
Yeah, it was hard without you, buddy.
Thanks. You make me cry.
All right. Well, we're glad to have you back. We start today with the Final Four. The most entertaining month in sports is now over, although it wasn't as dramatic as it's been in the past. It has brought us, however, to the Final Four, where our rivals Kentucky and Louisville will face off Saturday. The last team standing there will play the winner of the Kansas-Ohio State game, also being played on Saturday. That brings us to the question facing everybody in New Orleans today, and that is, can any of those three teams beat Kentucky? Guys, what do you think? Can anybody beat Kentucky? If so, will anybody beat Kentucky?
I think Louisville absolutely can, and I think that because they have senior leadership. And, you know, guys like Peyton Siva, Kyle Keurig, I think those guys are the reason that Louisville can beat Kentucky. Well, that and Rick Pitino, but I still don't necessarily think they will, but I'd like them to, so I'm going to pick them. So
You're picking Louisville to beat Kentucky?
Yes, I am going to.
You not only think
we
they
talked
can.
about that last week. I'm going to take them to beat. I'm going to take them to beat Kentucky.
Okay. Okay, Faifo, what do you think?
You know, I love Louisville. I love Peyton Siva, but you know, honestly, nobody can beat Kentucky but Kentucky. And, you know, the thing that hurts them the most is inexperience. You know, I know it's been said a lot, but they're freshmen. You know, you have three freshmen that are gonna, you know, try to go into the draft. You know, you have Jones, you have Teague. You know, they have a good all-around team, and they're gonna run. But like I said, the only people who can beat Kentucky is Kentucky.
Yeah, I think that's where I tend to agree is that Kentucky is just so talented that literally I think the only team that can beat Kentucky, like Faifo said, is Kentucky. Now, the thing with Louisville is I think they have the senior leadership to compete, but the style of play plays right into the hands of Kentucky.
Yeah, it does.
It would be like me going to Bobby Fischer and saying, "All right, let's play a game of chess." It just doesn't. They play the style of game that Louisville plays just feeds right into the way that Kentucky wants to play, and I think that doesn't bode well. I would think that maybe a team with more inside presence like Kansas, who can slow the tempo of the game down and make Kentucky play their game. A team like Kansas may have a chance to do that. I don't know about Ohio State, but Kansas has the inside presence to be able to do that, I think, more than anybody else. Can anybody beat Kentucky? Yes. I don't know if anybody will.
I just think when they play back on December 31st, I think Louisville hung with them the whole way. I really think they got a shot. I just think they got a shot to beat them. They hung with them the whole way back on December 31st. I know it's a new month, the tournament and everything, but I think they got a chance.
And the thing, to wrap this up, I think the thing that needs to be paid attention to during this game is you look at Kentucky, what's their Achilles heel if they have one at all? It's the fact that they're all freshmen, like Faifo said. They're all freshmen, and Louisville is going to have the major advantage in experience. But in reality, none of these guys on the court on Saturday have ever played in the Final Four. So, you know, it's a whole different monster for everybody. But, all right, so I guess we'll find out. But now to the moment that I've been waiting for. These guys maybe not so much. Major League Baseball's opening day is here. The season has kind of already started. That is, if you think having the two worst teams in the game play a series of America's favorite pastime in Tokyo constitutes opening day. The real opening day is next Wednesday, when the rest of the league begins its season. The Cardinals try to defend their World Championship. The Braves and Red Sox try to recover from their 2011 late season collapses. Plus, the new-look Miami Marlins and Angels try to live up to the hype. All right, guys, so let's go division by division until we get to the World Series. Let's start with the National League West. Who you got?
Oh boy, in the West, I've got the Dodgers.
Come on, really?
Yeah, and the reason I've got the Dodgers is because of their new ownership.
Same here. Same
Their
here.
new ownership.
Come on, man. You can't mess with magic.
Okay.
You gotta believe in magic.
Okay, it's one thing. It's
magical.
one thing if the Dodgers are any good, but the ownership maybe over time is going to build that team. But the Dodgers,
I'm taking the Dodgers. I'm taking the Dodgers.
You're both picking the
New
Dodgers.
management, taking the Dodgers out of the West. There you go.
You're picking the Dodgers, FIFO?
Me and Zach, we're a tag team, though.
There we go.
All right, I never thought I'd see that here, but
I got my Dodger blue on. I'm ready to go.
you know, I'm picking the Giants in the West. The pitching's too good. I think the Diamondbacks were not a fluke last year, but the Giants, I think, had a down year last year, and I think this year they'll recover, do better. I think that they'll win the West, but the Diamondbacks will come in a close second. The Diamondbacks may be that fifth team out of the National League to make the playoffs this year. So now we'll move to the Central. Who you got in the Central, Zach?
In the Central, I've got the Cardinals because a good friend told me so.
Oh, a good friend told
Yes,
you so. Do we trust this good friend?
I do.
Does his name start with F? His name FIFO?
No,
Starts
no.
with a K.
Yeah, it starts with a K. Very knowledgeable about sports. Really knows what they're talking about. So I've got the Cardinals because and they only finished 6 games behind the Brewers last year. So.
All right, FIFO, who you got?
Cardinals.
Are you going to agree with me today?
Yeah, well, because come on, man, defending champs. Come on, you can't go against the Cardinals.
They lost.
Even they
lost
lost.
the best player in the game.
They lost Albert, but hey, man. So you're playing with a chip on your shoulder. They're going to make a statement. They're going to come out and say,
Where some
we don't
doors
need
close,
Albert.
other doors open.
So even though the Cardinals won the World Series last year, the National League Central is the worst division in baseball, and the Cardinals, because of that, I'm picking the Cardinals too. But it's only because I sit there and I look at that division and I go, well, who else are you going to pick? The Reds. They're
good
compete.
in the beginning,
They'll
and then,
compete.
and then at the end they just fall.
The Reds will compete. The Brewers lost Prince Fielder. That's the heart of their lineup. Ryan Braun's going to be playing with all sorts of distractions this year. I like the Cardinals because they're the best offense in the National League. So even without Pujols, I don't think that'll fall too much. National League East. Anybody going to beat the Phillies?
No, absolutely not. And I'm picking the Phillies because I like cheesesteak and because the Atlanta Braves finished 13 games behind them last year.
Look at their lineup, man. The only person who's terrible in that lineup now is Howard. And if he finds his swing, then yeah, they're undefeatable. But that's their only downfall is him.
Okay, well the Phillies are going to win, but not because of their lineup, not because of cheesesteaks. They're going to win because they're pitching, and that's the whole reason that they have won. That's the whole reason they will win. That pitching rotation is off. We haven't seen that in recent memory. I mean, maybe you go back to the Braves with Maddox and Glavine and Smoltz and those guys, but the Phillies are the team to beat in that division. The Braves will play better. They're not going to collapse again. They'll play better.
I think Chipper's going to do.
He's going to have a season full of injuries, just kind of hanging around in his last year. But I hope he does well. I will tell you this thing. Look out for the Nationals as a sleeper. I know this is something that people are talking about a little bit, but I believe that if Strasburg stays healthy, this is a team that is poised to have a breakout.
They're good and young.
A breakout season. You would say that.
They're nice, man.
You would say that.
Yeah, why didn't you pick them?
Well, you got to go with the best.
Okay. Right, that's why you picked the Dodgers. Okay, so moving back to the West.
Magic is the best, So.
Speaking of the West, we'll move back there with the American League. Who are you picking in the American League? Is Pujols in LA enough to push the Angels over the top of the Rangers?
I think the Angels are going to do it. I think the Angels are going to win the American League.
Yeah, that's a nice little rivalry going on over there. I don't know if it's the same hype as Yankees and Red Sox, but it's a nice little rivalry going on. I think the Angels are going to be good. I think that the Rangers, they got that pitcher from Japan. But they also have a lot of distractions going on over there with Hamilton and his problems. So maybe, I don't know, we'll see. But I think the Angels are looking good with that. I mean,
so
you got to
pick
picking
the Angels to win that
division?
division?
Well, yeah, you got Albert over there, so you got to go with them.
I think Albert Pujols makes a huge difference. Albert Pujols and C.J. Wilson are going to make a huge difference for that team. And so when you add those two, very rarely in baseball, in football and basketball, when one player moves teams, that can change the whole dynamic of the league. In baseball, that's very rare, but in this case, I think that's a rare circumstance because of who Pujols is, number one, and number two, because of who the Angels are. That changes the whole lineup of a team that is going to be very, or that has been very singles oriented, very small ball oriented. That changes that whole lineup. And not to mention, not only are they getting Pujols and C.J. Wilson back, they're also getting Kendry Morales back. And if Morales is healthy, he's one of the best power hitters in the game. So I'm picking the Angels. It's a lot of people, it's very popular to be contrarian with picking the Rangers still to win that. But the Angels, I think, the Angels only lost that division by 6 or 7 games. Pujols is enough to make up that. Pujols, Morales, and Wilson are enough to make up that difference.
I think both teams made great off-season moves, so I don't know. I think it's a coin flip, but I'm going Angels because of Pujols as well. So,
all right, AL Central, Tigers pick up Prince Fielder. Is that who's going to win it?
They're looking good. I mean, with that lineup last year, they were looking good until they fell apart too. But you know, with Prince coming over, giving them big heavy bat, I don't know. I think they'll be all right.
Yeah, they won it last year without him.
yeah.
So you
I'm picking Tigers. Yeah.
I'm picking the Tigers as well, just for that same. They won it without him. Verlander's going to come back healthy. Cabrera, if Cabrera can stay healthy, moving over to third, it's going to make a huge difference for that team. So, Fielder just makes that team even better, and that's a team that potentially is going to win the whole thing. I like the Royals as a sleeper, not to win the division, but this is a team that's going to surprise people. The Royals, very young, have the best minor league system in the game. And those guys are going to start coming up through the majors this year. So it'll be fun to watch the Royals. A lot of people are going to be jumping on that bandwagon early in the season.
I got to ask you, Trevor. So tell me exactly why you're picking the Royals when they finished 24 games back.
I'm not picking the Royals. I said they're going to be a sleeper. That's
they're going to be a
that's
sleeper.
going to excite people.
Okay.
And they may end up being a team that sneaks into that fifth, that added spot in the American League.
All right.
I don't think so, but they're going to be a team that a lot of people are going to be surprised by this year.
Okay.
All right. Now to the American League East. This is the division of
Picking the
divisions,
Orioles.
right? Faifo, we'll start with you here. Who are you picking?
The Orioles. No, I'm picking the Rays. I'm going with the Rays.
You're going with the Rays.
Yeah.
You're going with the Rays.
I
That's
like
almost
them.
as contrarian.
Well, because I just like the Rays because, the Red Sox always lose to them.
Right.
I'm not really big on baseball, but just by seeing them last year, they're exciting. I'm not going to lie, they're exciting to watch. They're going to surprise a lot of people as far. I think they're going to go, I think they might win it all. Not the whole thing,
Rays.
but the division.
The division. Okay.
I'm picking the Sox, and I'm picking them because they're #1 in runs last year and also #1 in on-base percentage. So that's why I'm picking the Sox.
Okay,
Well,
with your
I don't really
with
care
reasoning,
about your answer.
with
I
your
wanna hear this
reasoning,
guy's.
you picking the Red Sox scares me. As a Red Sox fan, with your reasoning, that scares me. But
Hey, I've seen Moneyball.
right, I do. Okay, so that qualifies you to be an expert, I guess.
That's the A's.
No, I'm a Red Sox fan. I know you wanted me to tell you why the Red Sox fans, or why the Red Sox were going to win it. If they would win it, the reason would be, for literally all but 2 months of the season last year, they were the best team in baseball. And if they kept that pace up, nothing has changed with this team. If they kept that pace up again throughout the whole season and didn't have that April and September from last month, then yeah, we're looking at a team that's 110 wins. But I don't know if that's going to happen for the reason of pitching. They don't have pitching. They have 3 B+ guys in Beckett, Lester, and Buchholz, and that's it. Whereas the Yankees, who I am picking to win the division, are deep. They've got the one ace, the stopper, who will stop them from losing 5 games in a row, ever. And they've got depth. They've got 5 or 6 guys beyond that who are adequate. So I'm picking the Yankees to win that division. Red Sox and Rays will probably end up in the playoffs as well with the new format. So who's in the World Series and who's going to win it? Faifo.
Angels.
Clearly, you've done some serious prep work.
Angels and Diamondbacks.
Angels and Diamondbacks.
I'm going out of the loop.
All right. Well, it usually ends up that way anyway. Zach, who you got?
I'm going Angels and Cards, and I'm picking the Angels to win it.
You're picking the Angels to win it all.
Yep.
That'll be
All
a
right.
storyline right there.
Are you picking the Angels to win it all, Faifo?
Yeah.
Okay. So
gonna
you
be
guys,
heavenly.
you guys are
Heavenly.
both picking the Angels to win it all. I love the Tigers. I love them coming out of the American League. I love the Tigers playing from the National League. I like the Phillies. The Phillies will get back. It really was a fluke that they didn't make it past the first round of the playoffs last year. Phillies, Tigers, World Series, and the Phillies are going to win it again. Phillies are going to win it again. So I'm picking the Phillies to beat the Tigers in the World Series. So, All right, so that is our show today. It's been fun to preview the Major League season. I hope everybody's excited for that. Thanks for tuning in. Just a reminder that you can watch us every Friday morning at about 9:45 on WeberStateNews.org. If you missed any part of today's show, you can see our full show on YouTube. Just search WSU Signpost, all one word. So for Zach Russell, Faifo Levale, and all of us here at Beyond the Box Score, I'm Trevor Amicone. Have a great week and enjoy your opening day. Thanks for watching today. We'll see you next week when we take you once again Beyond the Box Score.
People say you must be crazy. People say you